Okay guys, so it looks like the humidifier is starting to eat much more power than it's supposed to. This is one leg, this is another leg, about the same. Okay. So it might be a good time to change the water in the system, and pretty much this is the system here that I came up with based on my previous experience from the army when we were building a little coffee makers out of razor blades. This is a big coffee maker made out of stainless steel. So since it's the time to change the water, I thought I would just put it on camera and get into it and show you how it's built, and maybe you can build one for yourself. Okay, so let's get into it, how it's built first, and then I will show you how it works. Actually, it works really good, and it supplies the steam for the whole house really beautifully. Okay, so let me show you how it's built. And this is one of the imperfections that I had to deal with. Maybe like once in a week, sometimes once in 2 weeks. Depends how cold is outside and how often it's being used. But I do have to change the water in the bucket, because after a while the water gets very, I guess the ions in the water gets a lot of metal or something, and it will start drawing a lot of power after. It really depends, you know, after so many hours of use. So what I have to do, I have to take this out and change the water, and pretty much this is what is involved, changing the water. It's not like it's overly difficult, but still it could be improved, and it will be improved. Okay, this sleeve needs to come down, and it doesn't really want to cooperate with me, so we can just pull this out of the way like that. Okay, and well, number one, shut the power. That's always a good idea. And this is what is inside. It's just two stainless steel blades, and they will have to be cleaned probably probably sure like once a year, like right after the season. So I mean they have about maybe I don't know, about a month of use on them. They don't look too bad. Now all of this can come out. Pretty much the same system like on the small one. It's a tube, 3-inch pipe with a cap on the bottom, just for better insulation from the floor and from the bucket, which has actually 4 holes around, and those 4 holes supply the water into this pipe. Okay, so I'm gonna flush this out a little bit, just to get the junk out of it. And inside the bucket is just a ground wire, which is just a ring like this, which is grounded to the electrical panel, and that is to ground the water in the bucket. If I don't do that, there will be actually exactly a half voltage what is the supply line voltage, and that in this case is 240 volts. So in the bucket, if you touch the water, that will be actually 120 volts, and that would not be pleasant, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, and I have to change the water, and I can show you actually what's in the water. Let's look at this thing here, and you can see there's a lot of junk, which is pretty much just I guess deposit or some kind of junk from the water. Okay. Yep. And so I'm going to just dump it and put it back together, and I'll show you how I refill it and stuff like that. Okay, and now here is how it goes back together. First, the ground ring goes inside. Okay, now this pipe goes inside. Okay, and of course I'm going to have to tilt it again to get it in. Well, not so fast, cowboy. Don't forget the heating element. Dirt on it. Okay, goes back inside, and those are just two stainless steel blades, and wire goes back inside, and here it goes back in the original position. Okay, pretty much. And tighten this back. So we don't have any leaks. All the rest of it is actually glued. Like this is glued, and the parts inside are glued. And this is the very first project, so there's a lot of imperfections. Like for example, this pipe does not have to be so big. Okay, this pipe here, only down to the bucket, and then I'm gonna make another one. This was just pretty much like a test, see how it's gonna work. So I would go narrow on top here, maybe to 1 inch, and then just bring 1 inch inside the furnace, and that will be plenty of supply line for steam. So here is pretty much what we have here. This is the power supply. There is 2 screws that goes through this thing. I mean two small bolts, and then the wire is attached on the inside, and this wire is pretty much coming from this box, which has a contactor. I will get into that later, but this is pretty much the main switch that will shut the power for the contactor. So we can turn it down right now, it doesn't really matter, we can just leave it off because I want to refill it. And this is the supply water here, and that I'm going to improve this one too. I don't want to get into it right now, but this is just a supply from the cold water pipe coming from the top. Okay, so all I need to do right now is just turn this on. and watch the bucket get refilled. Okay. And it's refilling through this pipe and through those 4 holes around at the bottom. Of course it's going to take some time, but that's how I have to come here maybe like once a day and refill the bucket manually. This is not fully automatic system. So, you know, I just have to check on the... Actually, this mirror will tells me pretty much how much water is in the bucket. And, oh, hold on, let me finish this. Yeah, I'll refill it later, but this mirror on top of this thing will tell me if the water gets low. This mirror will have actually a low reading too. The amperage will go down. So when the amperage is low, like maybe like around 3 or 4 amps, that means then the water at the bucket is low also. Okay, so that will tell me there's a one way pretty much to check on the water, or another way is just to lift the lid here and check on the water that way. Since we are at this box here, this box, the main power is 240 volts system. So this is a one leg amp meter, this is another leg amp meter. Both of them should read the same pretty much, but I'm just you know, just having a little fun with this right now. This is the ground wire here, and inside is a contactor that is connected. The contactor coil is connected to the inducer, fan inducer into this furnace. And the way it works actually, well, I'll get into it. I will actually show you how it works. It's probably better to show it to you than explain it. Okay. Okay, now the water is pretty much full. This is about the right. This is when it's about the right amount of water when the blades are completely submerged in water fully. And I can just close the bucket, and this one is actually really safe because of the ground wire, so that water inside the bucket has no voltage whatsoever. Only the water inside the pipe has the voltage on it. Okay, so we can actually go and turn on the thermostat and show you how it works. So now I'm gonna have to go upstairs and turn on the thermostat, but I just zoom on the meters, and you will see one meter is actually connected before the contactor, and the other one is connected after the contactor. Just for me to pretty much show me, you know, just the easy recognition when the contactor is on and when it's off. And you will actually hear the inducer fan kick in, and at the same time the contactor will click in, and the inducer fan actually kicks in the very first in the furnace. Then is the flames, and then is the fan. So I know that some of these like the iPro Air 800 are actually connected to the fan, and that's a little bit not good. I don't want to go into it right now, but I'll show you how this works right now. So let me go upstairs and turn on the thermostat. So I'm not sure, I don't think the flame is going yet, but the inducer fan is running. And you can see it's drawing about 3 amps right now. It's a big difference from before, but it's gonna go a little bit higher when it gets warmer. Okay, so now the flame kick in, and again it's gonna take another minute before the fan kicks in. But by the time when the fan kicks in, the water in here, sorry about that, the water in here is already boiling inside the pipe. Okay, so that's actually really big advantage against the other humidifiers, steam humidifiers. This is already going into the furnace when the fan kicks in. Okay, and as you can see right now, it's drawing about 4 amps roughly. It might still go up a little bit, but that's pretty much. It really depends also on the city water. Like if you get a lot of rain, then the temperature will go down pretty much almost like 2 amps, maybe 2 to 3 amps, because it's pretty much distilled water we're getting into the pipes here from the city. And if it doesn't rain for I don't know, 2-3 weeks, then it will go up straight maybe to 7-8 amps. So it really depends on the quality of the water, you know. And of course this will go up after a couple of days, usually to about 10 amps, maybe 9, roughly 9 to 10 amps, and then it will stabilize there. And then, you know, it depends on the use. After a few days, it might go. It will not it might, but it will go. It will start going up, and then is the time to change the water in the bucket, because the water is already pretty dirty and needs some change. So that's pretty much how it works. And I am very happy with this. I have it for about a month, and like I said, to refill the water, I have to probably do it. It really depends. Sometimes once a day, sometimes once in 2 days. Just turn on that thing up there, and you know, let it refill. So it's not like it's a big deal, but it really beats any other humidifiers that I ever had before, or I ever seen before. I guess that's it for this video. Oh, another thing, I don't have it connected to the humidity stat. So that would be another improvement if I get a humidity stat and connected this to a humidity stat. But I really like the humidity in the house pretty high. Let's say about, well, let's see what is here right now. It's 50, so I like it between 50 and 60, to be honest with you, close to 60 probably, because that's like the most comfortable humidity. Okay, I guess I'm gonna close it up, and if I think of something else, I'll add it later. Yes, and I almost forgot actually. Let's go inside the furnace, and this is how it looks inside. This pipe actually have to be upside down, and the best position for it would be in the middle, but since this is just like you know, my first project, I'm gonna position it I'm going to actually change the whole system, the HVAC system. So this is going to come actually above in the duct. It's not going to be down here in the furnace. But this cutout here is for nothing. That's been used pipe, so that's useless pretty much, but it doesn't do any harm. So it's leaking the steam here too, but this has to be upside down like this, because before I had it just straight, and it kept the dripping water inside the furnace. This is kind of important, because as it evaporates, also the water condensate around here, around the pipe. So this way the water just goes back down into the bucket, and that's how it is. And again, this pipe could be much smaller. 1 inch would be probably sufficient, not probably, but for sure. And it could be improved also, but in any case this has to be facing up no matter what. Okay, so this is just a look inside the furnace. Very simple. Okay. Well, maybe one more thing. This pipe here, it's pretty much the same system as that, and this is just for my basement shop here, to keep the humidity pretty high, and you know, with a fan running here just to distribute the steam properly, and 4-inch pipe with the steel plates inside, and a cord plugged into the dryer outlet right there. And this is what you're going to get. Since the fan is running, you're not going to see the steam, but this will supply actually a lot of steam. No, it doesn't help, but this will actually, this pipe I usually fill it up to here somewhere, because when it boils it will splash out, and this will actually boil out within, I would say within half an hour, but the humidity here, let me turn on the fan again, the humidity here will actually increase at least 25 to 30%. It really depends what it is, but this is tremendous producer of the humidity. Okay, and maybe some of you might ask, well, what's going to happen when the water pours out? Nothing's going to happen, because the plates will be just in the air pretty much, right? I can show you just like this. This is what's going to happen. Nothing. Because the blades will be in the air, and they will be just sitting there doing nothing. Okay? Steam. So that's another little personal humidifier. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, and since I flushed the system, everything is nicely clean, ready to go. I have to flush my system too, right? So, cheers. Obviously after the foam goes down.